Hey everybody, how we doing today? Gorgeous day here in the Florida Keys. Beautiful. We are out here doing a couple of different things. One primarily is putting on a few miles on the new lower end on the outboard. If you watch my last video, it was about rebuilding these little Suzuki 2.5 lower ends because I destroyed my other one. But so far so good. Actually, that's kind of today's whole plan, is to get probably about 5, 6, 7 miles of motor time on there so that I can go home, drain the oil, and make sure that I don't have any seal problems where water is intruding into the oil, and which caused my destruction of my last one. So that's kind of what I'm stuck with today. So I'm just going to be spot fishing a bunch of different areas. I'm out here at a kind of a bonefish spot. I ran into a big school of tarpon right at the launch. Kind of had to bite my tongue there because I knew if I played with those, I'd stay there, and I have to get some miles on this thing. So I made the run out here. Gonna do some drifting, just hitting some spots and see how it goes. But also give me time to do a bit of a informative video about what we're gonna do for this second year fishing the Middle Keys, since I'm cycling my anniversary date of moving to the Middle Keys or Marathon from Key West. Kind of go over some of the stuff that I'm going to be doing in future videos, since I did a lot of specific stuff the first year, and we can go from there. So let's see if we can find a bonefish out here real quick. I'm fishing this edge. It goes from flats right there, drops off to the sandy deeper area here. There was a guy lobstering out here, so probably going to be not so good at the moment, but it gave me time to figure out the wind direction, how I'm going to be naturally pushed. Well, you can kind of see the float there. That's basically how the wind is pushing that direction, and I can't guarantee it, but I assume the current might be doing the same thing. So my float plan is get to the edge here and then go all the way to the front of that edge and then drift it down this way. Let the wind push me. I haven't gone up there yet. The guy was out here in this section, so he's probably scared of everything up here, but that'll be untouched up there, and it's that same edge that I want to check out. So once we get through this, then I'll motor up to that side and then just slowly work my way back. Yeah, look at that visibility. Got that CUDA from here. So I've moved up to the above wind of the area that I want to drift. The reason why I really like this spot here is right up inside there, it's the nice, healthy, full turtle grass. Then you can kind of see an edge right here, and then it starts tapering down, and then you've got all this broken bottom stuff where you've got sand intermixed with all the grass and weeds and a little coral heads and stuff. So very crabby, shrimpy area right through here. Then if you go farther out, you can see the crab buoys there, lobster buoys, and then that generally signifies an edge, because they don't want it on a flats area where it's going to be exposed at low tide. But then again, they don't really want it way out in the middle, there's CUDA again, out in the middle of nowhere where it's just generic. But if you got a kind of like a bit of a ledge there, that's where you're going to see these crab buoys. So that's the drop off, I know. And what that is for the flats fish is that security. So when they're up here feeding on these flats, they know that they could just go quickly that way and get into deeper water, into more safety there. Also, what it's good for is, call that messy water there, is that when the tide is really low and this stuff is exposed, they just have to go out to that section there, hang out in that deeper water till the tide comes up, and then move back up. So, oh, and then the other area, what makes it nice, is I've got the sun over my shoulder. Those blue runners there. Oh, big school of them. Over my shoulder, so I have this amazing visibility. I could just see for 100 feet with no problem, and that's excellent. And then I've got the wind to my back, so it's just slowly pushing me. It's like perfectly, I'm not causing any commotion, no wake, there's no sound, and then I'm just drifting right along this edge, so it's perfect. All the CUDAs. Whenever there's life, you know it's kind of a good spot. More CUDAs. Wow, CUDA heavy spot. Might be a good place to do a CUDA video. All about the bait CUDA tubes. But I'm not looking for CUDAs at the moment, but they do provide a good fun backup plan. These guys here. CUDAs, CUDAs, CUDAs. They're just circling me. I have no food, guys. CUDAs. But you can see that distinct edge there. Turtle grass all through there, and then it comes to a hard break. Boom. And then you've got this broken bottom here, and then it starts getting deeper from there. That's kind of really why I like this spot a lot. Haven't seen anything except the CUDAs, a lot of those blue runners, a lot of bait, so a few rays. So these fish like this spot as well. I think what's kind of messed up is that guy was probably working this same edge here, probably stealing from these traps is what he was doing, but working the same kind of broken edge here looking for lobsters, and that kind of spooked everything out of here. But I might try one more thing before I go. Okay, so I did my full drift all the way down to the deeper section there. I want to go and reset again, but instead of running to the outside with the motor and going up, causing more noise and distractions there, I moved into the mangrove edge. This is kind of will help me out too. You can kind of see the roots exposed. Generally the water will go up to the edges of the leaves, so that's kind of the water level, since when the water is high, they'll survive above the water, not really below it. So we're about a foot down from high tide, so it's pretty low tide. I know low tide was about 1 p.m. today, and it's probably 3:30 now, so it should be on a solid rise upcoming. So whenever we get these low tides like this, it exposes the ground there, and it pushes all those fish that were able to swim way back in there out along these edges. So this is kind of how I find my tarpon spots and find juvenile tarpon in general, is they'll come out to these edges, try to find a deep spot and just hunker down until the water comes up, and then they go back way back in there. A lot less exposure for them. That stuff busting there. But I'll just go along real slowly as well. Just look underneath all these mangroves and look for those logs sitting there with a little bit of tail movement as they kind of just try to stay in the same spot, especially in these tarpon highways like this where it cuts through there. So you can see how far back, even now when it's low tide, think a foot, 2 foot higher, how far back they can go. You could be here and you can cast as far as you could that way and still not be able to get to them. But let's keep going here, and then I'm gonna, once I get up to the point, then I'm gonna cut back and then do something else with those flats. This is a good spot. I saw this bait busting in there, but this is a natural, oh yeah, there's all a ton of bait there, but this is a natural point. It sticks out there, so that usually means the current has to wrap around, and then you can see it's a deep cut right there. Falls right along that edge there. It's actually fish causing those wear spots there from their bellies rubbing. But this is just definitely a good tarpon zone. It just might be just too shallow for them at the moment, but I want to work this area very slowly. You can see all the glass minnows. They're in here because this is a deep spot, or it's not real deep, but it's a deeper. Oh, right there, that's a tarpon. Little tiny guy, but it went across there. Oh, that ripply water, I bet there's more in there. But I say is that you find these pockets where all these glass minnows are, there's going to be some fish around there waiting for them. It's all about the food. Yeah, that was a little guy tarpon. Wouldn't be surprised to see a little snook around here too. Yeah, you can see all those, that light area there, that's a puffy cloud, that's dust. That's where it kicked out. And even though I'm just trying to be really slow and quiet, they're very wary when they're this exposed. So I might want to stick out a little bit farther. Yep, there's a tarpon right there. Little guy. Knew it. I knew it. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna back up. I've got my Shimano on the fly, which will be perfect. Let's see. Drop anchor here. I got the Shimano as well. Alright. Let's see if that guy keeps making laps through here. Just as I suspected, there's 6, 7, 8 of them. 9 of them. 10 of them. I don't want to spook them right off the bat. Oh, that one's interested. Oh, I think he might have saw me. I'm a little too close. But I knew it, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it, and I was right. Yeah, they're still there. I'm too close to get a very good cast in. But I'm thinking they're just looping around. So even though it's not much of an indentation, I mean, normally you would look at it, it's like almost nothing, but when you go to these other spots, even half that, so it does stick out quite a bit. And then with those glass minnows, yeah, you found a tarpon spot. Now here's a perfect example of one of the bad habits that people get into and cause a lot of problems, is this losing focus. Right? So I came out here basically to look for bonefish, and that was my thing that I was going after. But what am I doing? I'm over here sitting here waiting for these tarpon. And that's the problem with fishing the Keys, is that it's very easily to get distracted because there's so many species, there's so many variety of techniques to catch those species. Then you got all the different baits and structures and all this and that to look at and play with, that you get distracted very easy. Now I should be over there in my bonefish spot because I have such a narrow window when the tide is lower, and it forces them to be in a certain spot. So when the tide's real low, they're forced to be out in that direction, and they'll come up to that edge and just hang out there until they can come back up to this lower stuff here. But if I wait too long, then they can get up here, which means they could be anywhere from the mangroves all the way out there, and I lost my advantage. So that's what you really have to be careful of. I even know that I'm messing up by sitting here waiting for these tarpon, but I'm still sitting here waiting for these tarpon when I know I should be out there. So yeah, I just got to bite the bullet and just focus on what you're going after. Here's a really good bonefish tip. If you've kind of got an area that you think looks really good and you just want to really just find out if it's a holding fish or an area that's going to have fish, I just bring out some frozen shrimp. I buy the bag, and then I just have these little snack bags, so I can just bring out maybe 10 of them. And then I'll just break them up. Definitely take the head, take the tail off, crunch up the body. And then I want it to basically sink right around here. So basically we're just chumming for bonefish. And that's mainly because I'm not totally sure what's going to happen in this spot, but this will give me an edge. If anything is along this ridge here, which is that line that I want to fish anyways, that'll take that scent down, and then that'll get them working this way. So it's a good way to just kind of spot check a spot, give you a little bit of an advantage. Fly fishing, artificials, using actual shrimp for bait. I've got the Esky shrimp, so that's what my bait that I'm going to use. And this is perfect because, like I said, I had that sun over my back, so even though it's a little rippling now because the wind, I still get excellent visibility. I might not see them really well, but I will see a body that's going to be swimming from up there and just working its way back like this, like a shark, trying to find out where that shrimp smell is coming. I'll give it a good 15-20 minutes. If I'm not seeing any action, and then we move on from there. I'm coming to the outer edge of the actual tide for this spot anyways, so I don't have much to lose. Kind of got out here a bit late, but we'll see if we could salvage the spot. See, this Ray smells them. He'll come back like, whoa, hey, what's that? Action breeds action. Might not be attracting the bonefish, but I got this guy to come in. Feed me! I might need to teach him that humans are bad. Stay away from them. I'll give him a good 10-15 minutes. The wind has dropped a little bit, so I'm actually going to stay a little bit longer since my visibility just got double. Yeah, see, he's eating all the shrimp bits. So we'll give it a little bit more, then we'll start switching to plan B. All right, we've gotten deeper, plus the wind's got it very ripply, so visibility is tough. So I think we're going to move on to plan B. Old Mr. Turtle here, sleeping. I don't think he knows I'm here. Nope, doesn't know I'm here. Well, in a second though. Hello, Mr. Turtle. Just passing through. Oh, he's eating. Sorry. Not a threat. He's just having a nice vegetarian salad. All right, onward we go. All right, there's two right there. I think those are tarpon. Quietly, quietly. Yeah, they're still there by that bush. It's got to be tarpon. All right. I think I spooked them in. At least I'm seeing them. All right, I got him coming back out again. Oh, 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 he's coming. Oh, got it. Trout set. Oh. Oh, it can't go in there, buddy. I gotcha. Gonna jump one more time for me. This is actually trout size, so a trout hook set actually works. Gonna jump, jump, do it, be a star, be that movie star. Yeah, I actually, I made a, oh, there he goes, tree trimming. I actually made a perfect cast right into that little cubby hole underneath there. Now it's just slowly bringing it out. And then they came out, and then they were actually just swimming right underneath it. Tried to turn my camera on, and my camera wouldn't turn on. So I had to not do anything. I just kind of let it drift past them without moving it. Then I had to pull the battery out to reset it, put it back in. I thought they had gone, but they keep going in and out of there. So for some reason, they like this spot, so I got to put it in the click in the old memory banks. Man, it's like a little rainbow trout. Well, this is plan B, so that'll work. The bonefish I was looking to catch is actually bigger than this. but the bonefish weren't going to jump, so I will take this little guy. Teach him to be a much more food selective. Now he's going to grow up to be a 100-pounder. Be very wary of what he eats. I've got a 11 or 12 foot leader because I was going to have it set for bonefish. It makes it tough to cast in this under the mangrove stuff, but it works. Come on. I know you're the full of energy. And then while I'm doing this, well, not like here, but while I was cruising this, because it's so calm, I could see permit tails, even though I can't do much with the bonefish. So every once in a while, I'll take a look there. I keep looking up and down for gurgles, which are these tarpon. All right, I think, oh no, oh no, oh no. There, you're done. All right, buddy. Good job. Good job. Oh. Did good. Oh. Don't jump. Don't jump. There he goes. That's caught on one of my homemade gurglers. Gurgler. Perfect for these shallow water tarpon, since you could actually float them, keep them in that strike zone for a long time. I mean, actually the whole time, since you don't have to, it doesn't sink. And then it allows you to sweep underneath those mangroves if you cast up and above. There we go. That's my boy. Good job. That's the gurgler there. And this is the release. Nice, fun little guys. Oh, you're all ready to go. All right, get out of here. He's all, that sucked. All right, so that was plan B. All right, so for you kayak anglers looking to do this kind of stuff, major important, you gotta have some sort of anchoring system. You can't free drift and do this stuff, all right, because you see how calm it is, how clear it is. You're looking at these tarpon, they got big eyes. These small ones are a little bit young and dumb, but still they can be very wary. So you have to be able to do a very soft and accurate presentation, and you just can't do that if you're just drifting around in the wind, the current, you're spinning around. If you're on the fly, you ever try to retrieve when you're kind of drifting toward it, it's impossible to keep up or to make a nice smooth presentation. So you have to be able to stop. I usually always bring is my 8-foot stakeout anchor there, well, my stakeout pole, okay? But for this stuff, it's useless. It's this hard granite bottom stuff, so you can't pierce it with a metal stick there. So I use my 10-pound mushroom anchor. Basically the way I rig it is I tie it up so it's about 1 or 2 feet deeper than the water. So when I let it go over the side, I can ease it down to the bottom. Once it's there, I have about 1 foot to 2 foot of slack left, and then I can let go. And then just the light breeze or the little bit of current will preload the kayak and stop it without a bunch of jarring noise or anything. Then once you're stopped, you can actually make decent presentations. It's impossible to cast out there and just hold steady while you're moving. It's not like you're working a paddle tail or a jerkbait where you're just getting it in there and just kind of just moving it around. You want it to kind of glide in there, give it a little touches when you see them coming, but not too much. you need to have the slack out of the line so you could set the hook. So being able to stop is mucho importante. They went back into the jungle. Oh, see that perfect cast, but they're far, far, far in there. See, I'm supposed to be chasing pilchards right now, but no, still over here messing with the tarpon, even though I already caught one. Poor disciplines. Looky at all the tarpon. Bam! Oh, I've got a Esky shrimp that might be able to get them, but I don't have. Oh, this one's coming right for me. Oh, does he look at? Oh, that spooked him. He did not like that. Uh-oh, looks like I am going to score. I see something shiny. Oh, it looks like a nice one. What is this? Ugh. Man, someone's got some 40-50 pound leader. Ooh, look at that. Komomo 2. It's got little rattlers, little balls in there. Nice. Winning. There we go. I got the line, so no birds are gonna die. I just don't like grabbing stuff with treble hooks on them that stretch and then ricochet right back into you. So birds are safe. Sweet. That's a nice little lure there. All right, I'm gonna go to the other side. We're still looking for our pilchards. Now I'm checking the hole over here by Veterans State Park. I found some pilchards between here and the bridge, but they're smaller ones. I saw Mr. Pelican there, so see if we could find some bigger ones. If not, I might get some of those. I didn't bring any, my water bottle was empty, so I don't have any water, so I'm sort of dying. Yep, I found them. Big ones. So it's light and there's dark. That dark is all pilchards. See them flashing. Those are all big pilchards. Look at all of them. Big fat pilchards. Look at all these guys. That's why that pelican's hanging out here. Look at all of them. Nice ones. Bam. That's what we're wanting. Look at all of them. Holy crap. Look at all of them. So deep though. All right, let's throw on them. Deep, 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 deep. Yep, I got some. I got a lot, and it's heavy. Ugh. There we go. That's a load. I would call that one and done. Must have one hole in my net. Nice. Jumbos. Sweet. Nice ones. Can't keep those alive, but I'll have good dead bait. Filling up the freezer. All right, I'll let these go. I don't need them. All right, completed option C. We've got pilchards, big old suckers. These are decent ones to freeze because they're thick and hardy. If I would have kept a few of them, except the tide is going from backwards, it's going from the Atlantic to the Gulf, so my spots on the other side aren't so good. So primarily the reason why is to have a spot when I go offshore, because I think I'm going to try to do a couple of offshore runs this week, is to have a spot where I could just stop off, cast net some pilchards and have bait, and then again not have to rely on ballyhoo or some other bait source. Two is fill up the freezer with some more pilchards. So yeah, I think we're good. Holy crap, look at that shark over there. Look at the size of that thing. I think it's got to be like 6-7 foot. Let's go chase it. Man, that might be even bigger than that. Because what you can see there is just half the body size. Holy schmoly. Oh, look at big boy. Oh, look at you. Oh no. Look at him. His pec fin is red. Man, that is a big boy. He's still way out there and he can't get underneath the water. Look at that big boy. That's how close we were to the beach. If I didn't cut him off, he was coming straight across that way. Definitely would have gave somebody a scare. Bam! All about the bait, baby. Look at that guy. Holy moly. It's a kite bait. All right, we are back. I am rehydrated. It got rough out there towards the end. Usually, if I forget my water, I could pretty much muscle through the day and kind of just still survive it. But I think because this whole last month, I've only been out a couple of times. The rest of the time, I've been stuck inside in the air conditioning and just kind of lazing around waiting for stuff. Then to go just straight out there in that heat and humidity, I just wasn't used to it. Man, wiped me out. But anyways, hopefully you enjoyed the video. It's going to be a little bit of a change of a format for me, and I'll do another video to explain why. But the basic premise is to go into a little bit more detail on the strategies I use, even prior to fishing, figure out what I'm going to be going for, why I'm doing that. And then as you saw when I was out there, plan A, plan B, plan C, as well as when I do have my strategy, is to kind of explain what that strategy is. Sometimes I'll catch fish, sometimes I won't, but I've done enough catching videos this year where it's not that big of a deal for me to catch the stuff, and then it's a little bit probably a little bit more important to go into how I caught them and why I chose to fish for it, how I figured out what strategy I was going to use, what baits to use, where I was going to go, and so forth, and then to end up getting what I get, or sometimes not. But anyways, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next video. Bye.